Every morning, millions of adults over 50 sit down to what they believe is a heart-healthy breakfast. They've done their research, they've read the labels, they've chosen foods recommended by nutritionists, advertised by major brands, and sold in the health food aisle. And yet, with every single bite, they are quietly triggering the exact biochemical cascade that leads to silent heart attacks. No chest pain, no warning symptoms, just sudden catastrophic cardiovascular events that arrive without mercy. In the next few minutes, I'm going to expose 3 breakfast foods that cardiologists see repeatedly in the medical histories of heart attack patients. Foods that appear on every healthy eating list. Foods your doctor probably never warned you about because they don't look dangerous. And most importantly, I'll show you what to eat instead so your morning routine protects your heart rather than destroying it. My name is Dr. Charles Bennett, and I've spent over 2 decades treating cardiovascular disease in adults over 50. What I'm about to share is not speculation. It is based on peer-reviewed research, clinical observation, and the painful reality I see every week when patients arrive in my office asking the same heartbreaking question. How did this happen? I thought I was eating healthy. Here's what most people don't understand. After the age of 50, your cardiovascular system operates on a completely different set of rules. Your arteries have lost elasticity. Your insulin sensitivity has declined. Your inflammatory response is more aggressive. Your blood pressure regulation is more fragile, and your heart muscle has far less margin for metabolic stress. This means that foods which might have been harmless at 30 become dangerous at 50. And breakfast is when this danger is at its absolute peak. Why? Because after an overnight fast, your body is in a highly sensitive metabolic state. Your blood sugar is low. Your insulin receptors are primed. Your cardiovascular system is waking up. The first meal you consume sets the tone for your entire day. It determines whether your blood pressure rises smoothly or spikes dangerously. It controls whether inflammation stays quiet or explodes. It decides whether your heart operates under calm, steady fuel or violent metabolic chaos. And here's the tragedy. The 3 foods I'm about to reveal are consumed by millions of people every single morning, often multiple servings, believing they are making the right choice. Let me be direct. These foods are not just unhealthy. They are cardiovascular time bombs designed to look safe. Dangerous breakfast food number 1, 100% fruit juice. I know what you're thinking. Doctor, it's just fruit. It's natural. It's vitamin C. Let me destroy that illusion right now. When you drink a glass of orange juice, apple juice, or any fruit juice, you are not drinking fruit. You are drinking concentrated sugar water with the only protective element, fiber, completely removed. Here's what happens inside your body the moment that juice hits your bloodstream. The fructose, which is fruit sugar, floods directly into your liver. Unlike glucose, which your muscles can use for energy, fructose must be processed by the liver. And when your liver is overwhelmed with fructose, it does the only thing it can. It converts that sugar into fat, specifically triglycerides and VLDL particles, the most dangerous form of cholesterol. These particles enter your bloodstream and begin depositing into the walls of your arteries. But it gets worse. A single 8-ounce glass of orange juice contains approximately 24 grams of sugar. That's nearly the same as a can of soda. And most people drink far more than 8 ounces. They drink 12, 16, even 20 ounces at breakfast, believing it's healthy. And because it's liquid, your stomach empties it rapidly. There's no chewing, no satiety signal, no time for your body to register what just happened. Within 15 minutes, that entire sugar load hits your bloodstream like a freight train. Your blood vessels constrict, your blood pressure spikes. And if you're over 50 with already stiffened arteries, this sudden pressure surge can be the trigger that destabilizes an existing plaque. What they don't realize is that this sugar tsunami triggers a massive insulin spike. Your pancreas releases insulin to manage the flood. Over time, repeated spikes lead to insulin resistance, which is the gateway to type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and coronary artery disease. Multiple studies, including research published in the British Medical Journal, have confirmed that frequent fruit juice consumption significantly increases cardiovascular risk. One large analysis followed over 100,000 adults for decades. The results were undeniable. People who consumed fruit juice daily had a higher risk of heart attacks and strokes compared to those who ate whole fruit. Why? Because whole fruit contains fiber, which slows sugar absorption and protects your liver. Juice is just the weapon without the shield. I treated a patient named Margaret. She was 62, active, non-smoker, normal weight. Every morning for 20 years, she drank 2 large glasses of fresh squeezed orange juice. She thought she was boosting her immune system. One morning, she collapsed in her kitchen. Silent heart attack. When we examined her blood work, her triglycerides were over 300. Her liver showed early signs of fatty infiltration. She survived, but the damage was done. She told me later with tears in her eyes, "I was trying to be healthy. The solution is simple. If you want the benefits of fruit, eat whole fruit. An orange, an apple, berries. The fiber protects you, the juice harms you. Water, black coffee, unsweetened tea, these are the safest morning beverages. Your heart does not need juice. It never did." Now, let's move to dangerous breakfast food number 2. And this one shocks almost everyone because it is marketed specifically to health-conscious adults. Low-fat flavored yogurt with granola. Walk into any grocery store and you'll see entire aisles dedicated to yogurt marketed as heart-healthy, low-fat, high-protein, probiotic-rich, the perfect breakfast. And millions of people over 50 eat this every single morning, often with granola on top, believing they are making a smart cardiovascular choice. Here's the truth. When manufacturers remove fat from yogurt, they remove flavor. To compensate, they add sugar. Massive amounts of sugar. A typical 6-ounce container of low-fat fruit yogurt contains 20 to 25 grams of added sugar. That's more sugar than a glazed donut. And then you add granola, which is often just oats baked in sugar, honey, and vegetable oil. A half cup of commercial granola can contain another 15 grams of sugar. So, your healthy breakfast now contains 40 grams of sugar before 9 in the morning. What does this do to your heart? It creates the same dangerous cascade we discussed with juice. Insulin spike, triglyceride surge, arterial inflammation, and blood pressure elevation. But there's another layer of damage most people ignore. Many flavored yogurts contain high fructose corn syrup, fruit concentrates, and other hidden sweeteners listed under different names. Your body doesn't care what the label says. It responds to the biochemical signal. Research published in the Journal of the American Heart Association analyzed dietary patterns in adults over 50. The findings were clear. High consumption of sweetened dairy products, including flavored yogurt, was strongly associated with increased cardiovascular events. The sugar load, combined with low fiber and rapid digestion, creates a perfect metabolic storm. I remember a patient named David, 58 years old, marathon runner, disciplined about his diet. Every morning, he ate 2 containers of low-fat vanilla yogurt with a generous portion of honey-roasted granola. He thought he was fueling his runs. One day, during a routine stress test, we discovered significant coronary artery blockage. When we reviewed his diet, the yogurt and granola combination was delivering over 60 grams of sugar every morning. His triglycerides were dangerously high. His HDL, the protective cholesterol, was too low. He was stunned. He said, "I've been eating this for 10 years. The alternative is straightforward. Choose plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. Add your own fresh berries, a small handful of unsweetened nuts, and a drizzle of real honey if you must. But avoid anything that comes pre-sweetened. Your heart will thank you." And now, the third dangerous breakfast food, the one that appears on every healthy eating guide, recommended by dietitians, sold in bulk at health food stores, and consumed by millions who believe they are preventing heart disease. Whole grain breakfast cereal. I can already hear the objections. "Doctor, it's whole grain. It's high fiber. It lowers cholesterol. That's what the box says." Let me tell you what the box doesn't say. Most commercial whole grain cereals, even the ones marketed as heart healthy, contain shocking amounts of added sugar, 10, 12, even 15 grams per serving. And a serving size is usually 3/4 of a cup, which is far less than most people actually pour into a bowl. The average person eats 2 full servings, sometimes more, which means they're consuming 25 to 30 grams of sugar before adding milk. But here's the deeper problem. Many of these cereals are made from highly processed grains. Yes, they contain whole grains, but those grains have been pulverized, extruded, and cooked at high heat, which destroys much of the fiber structure and speeds up digestion. The result is a rapid spike in blood sugar, followed by an insulin surge, followed by inflammation. And when you eat this every single morning for years, you are training your body to stay in a state of chronic metabolic stress. Large-scale studies have shown that breakfast patterns high in processed grains and added sugars are linked to higher rates of type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and coronary artery disease. One study from Harvard followed over 40,000 adults for more than a decade. Those who consumed sweetened breakfast cereals daily had significantly higher cardiovascular risk compared to those who ate unsweetened whole foods like eggs or oats. I treated a woman named Linda, 65 years old, retired teacher. She had eaten the same breakfast for 30 years. A large bowl of whole grain flakes with sliced banana and low-fat milk. She believed she was following medical advice, but her triglycerides were consistently elevated, her blood pressure was difficult to control, and she struggled with weight gain despite exercising regularly. When we finally eliminated the cereal and replaced it with eggs and vegetables, her numbers improved within weeks. She told me she felt betrayed by the food industry, and she was right to feel that way. The solution is not to avoid whole grains. It's to avoid processed sweetened versions. Steel-cut oats with no added sugar, topped with nuts and berries, is an excellent choice. Eggs, avocado, vegetables. These are the foods that stabilize blood sugar and protect your heart. But if a cereal box lists sugar in the first 3 ingredients, leave it on the shelf. Now that you understand the danger, let me give you the solution. A heart-safe breakfast plan. Start with protein, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or even leftover chicken. Protein stabilizes blood sugar and keeps you full. Add healthy fats, avocado, nuts, seeds, olive oil. Fats slow digestion and reduce inflammation. Include fiber from whole sources, vegetables, berries, steel-cut oats. Fiber protects your arteries. Drink wisely. Water, black coffee, unsweetened tea. Skip the juice, and keep sugar to an absolute minimum. If you follow this structure 90% of the time, your cardiovascular risk will drop significantly. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. Your heart has been working for you every second of every day for decades. Protect it while you still can. Before you leave, I need you to do something important. Subscribe to this channel. Every week, I share science-based heart protection. Strategies for adults over 50. Like this video so it reaches others who don't know they're at risk. Comment below and write, "I'm changing my breakfast today." And please share this with someone you love. A parent, a spouse, a friend. You may never know whose life you protect. I'm Dr. Charles Bennett. Take your heart seriously. I'll see you in the next video.